Good morning. Yes, I like to start on time. It's 9:30 Pacific Standard Time. Although when I look out the window, you wouldn't know it's 9:30. It looks like it's like 6:30 in the morning. In Santa Barbara and sometimes along these coastal areas, we have what we call June gloom. And we're having it this morning, and it's just this layer, this inversion layer that makes everything feel like it's 6 in the morning for till like 3 in the afternoon. So on those kinds of days, you kind of want to stay in bed and cuddle up with a book, your cat or dog, and another cup of coffee. But you're here, and so am I. And it's Thursday, June 18th. Can you believe it? And Saturday is summer solstice. And I think it's at 3:45 Eastern time. So summer solstice will be officially here. Summer's here. And, everything's been very different this year so far, and I think it's going to be different for quite a while. So it's testing our willingness and ability to adapt and change. And, we are the most adaptable creature. Um, so, sometimes we resist. We don't like change. I know a lot of us don't like change in certain things. It makes us rethink. We have to rewire, retool, rethink things. But sometimes the change is externally imposed, and we just don't have a choice. And so you can resist, and that can create tension and stress, anger, frustration. And then the change can come from within, of course. So when it's by choice, of course, it's a whole different thing. And we change for various reasons. Okay, and I think change is good. Especially when I'm in control of it. So today, June 18th, we're going to start like this. Okay. You're going to need some kind of support underneath your spine. A bolster is preferred. I say that every time, so hopefully maybe you have decided to invest in one. And a blanket, and we're going to use a block and a strap. Okay, so the beauty of yoga, I think, is one of the beauties, is you don't need a lot of expensive props or equipment. And you can get by with just these things: a mat, a bolster and a blanket, maybe 2 blankets, a block and a strap, and some comfortable clothes, and coming to class. And the other beauty is once you have the props, you don't need to keep replacing them like other equipment you might have that wears out. They last for years and years, and they'll serve you well. So like for under $100 or even less, you're set up. Okay, so I hope some of you are here. Let me see, set up comments. If you're not, remember these sessions are videotaped, they're recorded, and within minutes after I finish, they go onto Facebook Live video. And you can watch them anytime, any part of it, whenever it's convenient for you. Okay, so you can have your own private yoga class. Okay, so let's begin like so. Now, just as another side thing, often in traditional yoga around certain times, especially new moon, which is of course the summer solstice, full moons, and the change of seasons, the practice is a little more, it's not as active because there's a lot of stuff going on out in the cosmos. And that's kind of, you might be sensitive to that. You might be sensitive to the tides and the way things are going, feel maybe agitated, maybe feel a little off. Pay attention to that and honor that. So I know that sometimes I'm feeling kind of off, and everybody seems to be cutting from me in traffic and irritable, and then it's usually full moon or new moon. So I don't know. But it's also, especially new moon with solstice, every time we have a new moon, it's a new start. You have 30 days, so you have a new, you can recommit, retool, recalibrate whatever you feel needs to be maybe adjusted, fine-tuned in your life. So we're going to start here, lying down, and I'll talk you through it. If you're already there, go for it. Okay. Hi, Janice. You missed my whole rap. So you can go back and listen to it. Here's how we're starting, okay? And remember, please never do anything that causes pain. You may feel the stretch. You may feel the little achiness, but never shooting pain. Okay? All right, let's begin. Sitting in front of the bolster with your back to the bolster, and I'll talk through it. If you know what to do, go for it, and then I'll leave you there a few minutes, okay? But also allow the pose to do the pose. Let it unfold for you. Even if you've done this hundreds of times, never assume it's going to be exactly the same. It's never exactly the same. We're not exactly the same, okay? So let's go. Oh, by the way, that hammering you hear, they're re-roofing the roof next door. So we had the sound effects on Tuesday, and we're going to hear that little tap, 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 bang, bang, bang during this class too. And maybe the garbage man, but you know, it's just life, okay? But we can let that be white noise, and let's begin. So like I said, make sure your volume's turned up. You know, you don't need a lot of props for yoga. It's wonderful. And like I said, once you have everything you need, okay? So sit in front of the bolster or whatever you're using, a good 3, 4, 5 inches. So it's going to be like a back bend. So remember, back bends are what? Cat tilt. So lift your pelvis, tip your tailbone up toward your knees or toward your heels, and then lower, and then ease up onto. So don't just lie back. Lift up, lengthen. Yes. Oh, it feels, I love this. Okay. So, and move, adjust the blanket or pillow under your head. So I'm going to put up just a little. So it's under the curve of my neck, but I'm a little tight in the shoulders today, okay? So I'm going to give myself a little more, and your gaze should be slightly at an angle, okay? Not back behind you ever. So you want this nice open curve of the cervical, the neck, and the lumbar, the low back. And notice when I went back, everything elongated. Okay, you don't want to ever compress anything. Compression is restriction, constriction, not good. Okay, so I'm going to just take a moment to relax my arms out to the sides. Oh, feels so good. And just get into your breathing. Remember nostril breathing. And let yourself just sort of melt onto the support, the bolster, whatever you're using, okay? And move everything else so you're not touching. And you might feel this stretch start to move across the collarbone area, the wings open up. This is an area that gets really tight. I can feel it right here. Okay, I've been moving stuff around on the computer, so this just gets tight. So just let it go. And you may, at some point, feel that it's okay to stretch out your legs. So you don't have to do everything right away. Let it unfold for you. Be in your experience. And then just be. Close your eyes. And tune into your own breathing, the sound, the sensations. So this wonderful pose, of one of many, encourages deep breathing. We tend to be shallow breathers, unless you've been doing yoga a while and pay attention. So shallow breathing is breathing only up to about here and not getting anything past the sternum, down into the lower lobes of the lungs, down into the low belly, around and really into the rib cage, which you know wraps around, as do your lungs. So we want everything feeling that gentle, consistent expansion as you inhale out to the edges. And then feel the slow, deep release. Let it unfold for you. Okay, so I'm going to be quiet, I know, for a couple of minutes so you can just relax, okay? Hear your breath and let the breath become consistent and deep. You might feel yourself sort of spreading out as you relax. Just allow that spaciousness to unfold. So it's a couple of minutes. On your own, you can stay here as long as you want. Okay, it's wonderful. And just give yourself that gift sometimes. Just take 10, 15, 20 minutes. Okay, have a little space somewhere where you can put your props and go for it. So now I'm going to bend my knees. You don't have to, but I'm going to bend my knees. Make sure I have no compression in my low back. It feels great. And we're going to just lift the arms just off your floor or rug about shoulder height and stretch from one side to the other. Extend. Feel the spaciousness at all the joints, the shoulders, the elbows, the wrists, even the fingers. And then keeping the shoulders relaxed over the bowl, so gently bring your arms up toward the ceiling. Interlace your fingers and then turn your palms inside out. Now notice if your shoulders start to pull up, bring them back down, but keep the elbows straight. And we want to get some movement and stretch into the soft inner side, okay, the inner edges. And reach through the heels of the hands. And let's bring the arms. If you have shoulder stuff, do what you can. If you can only go to here, that's fine. If you can only go to there, that's fine. If you can go like you were overhead, that's fine too. Do what you can. Breathe. Breathe deep, way down into the belly button, below the belly button, around the low back. And then as you release, stretch your arms out and let the wrist palms up. And just notice. So I'm feeling this, some movement in here. It feels good. Okay? So we're going to bring the arms up again. We're going to do goalposts. Okay, so you bend the elbows, and look at how my forearms are parallel to the floor. So my elbows are going out, straight out to the side, and I'm bending and bringing my arms up like a goalpost. And stretch out to the elbows. It's all about shoulders. And then go ahead and stretch your arms overhead. Interlace again, the opposite interlace. So whatever index finger was on top on the first round, the opposite. And then again, flip hands inside out overhead. Relax the shoulders, breathe deep. And bring the arms straight up. And then stretch out to the sides and let the arms relax. Now you can do that with your legs stretched out. It's up to you. But if you do with the legs stretched out and you start to feel anything in the low back, bend the knees. Okay? And then always wait. Nice deep breath. And then we're going to come off of the support and come to seated. So gently roll to the side into a little fetal position, which we love. Don't rush, okay? We're not in a hurry. It's yoga. And hopefully it helps you to modulate a little bit your rushing around, if those of us who tend to sometimes, in the rest of your day and week. So always use the upper arm to push up. Come up slowly. So your whole body, your nervous system can come with you. So we're going to move the bolster out of the way. You can sit on it if you need to, of course. Those of you who do know what to do. And we're going to come to seated. I always start with a blanket. I have very open hips. I have always had very open hips. It's just sort of one of those things. But I want you to know it's not an advantage to be overly flexible, okay? When I first started doing yoga and I hyperextend, very flexible, and my teacher said, you're very flexible, but you aren't strong. So I had to learn to back off and get stronger so I wasn't overdoing. So, and those of you who are particularly tight in certain places, it's sort of you're coming from the other direction. But neither is a disadvantage, it just is. And we're all kind of going to the same place with our body, with what we have. So I had to learn something slightly different. So I'm still learning, okay, to take care of myself. It's been over, 22, 23 years. But even though I'm very open, I still love support when I sit, okay? So I just use one blanket, sometimes even a little less, but we'll use one blanket. You're not going to need your strap and block yet, but you will eventually. And kind of settle in, take a moment. So I have a tendency to always put my right leg in front or on top of my left. So whatever you naturally do, I want you to undo and do the opposite. And just take a moment to check the over your sit bones, bring the padding off of the bones, and knees relaxed. How many times do I say this? Lower than your waistline. Those of you who have knee issues, tight hips, let me show you again. Either lift up put another blanket under you or a bolster. Okay. So you can do this. Come up higher so your knees can relax lower. You can adjust the position of your feet a little further forward. Okay. And then, but they should be relaxed. Now, if you do all that, and you still have that space, after a few breaths, give yourself time, give your body time. Don't assume you're going to need any other support, but have handy another blanket and maybe some blocks. And the idea is to be able to sit still, quietly for minutes, many minutes, okay? So if you aren't supported properly, you're going to start fidgeting, and that's a mental distraction. So take a moment, maybe support your knees like so. This is very comfortable, by the way. I love it with the blanket, and you can even do it higher, okay? All right, so do what you need to do. You need to learn to take care of yourself, and if you're not sure, email me, or we can do a little chat, a face-to-face thing, and talk about it, okay? All right, so I'm going to sit like so. Today I'm going to tuck my, I already forgot, my left foot sort of back here. I'm going to go a little, so I'm ankle over ankle, but it's a little more advanced. Don't feel obligated. Be comfortable. Take a moment. Feel those shoulders wide open. Hands sit lightly on the tops of your legs. And we do a mudra. It's a hand gesture. And this is called Yana Mudra. And it's the gesture of wisdom. Don't we all need that? So the forefinger, which is the ego, because it's always pointing to others. Yes, the ego, this is the pointer, gives itself to the higher, the thumb. Okay, so we put the ego aside, and it's just at the base of the thumb, and then we turn the palms up. The other three fingers are straight and pointing to the earth. You see this in a lot of images. Okay, and close the eyes and take yourself into the breath. I bet some of you are already there. So let my voice be the white noise, okay? And just find your alignment. Make those little adjustments and then be still. Let the mind settle. The chatter, quiet. Find the note, the sound and rhythm of your prana, breath, life force. And let us bring the hands to the heart in another mudra, Anjali Mudra. Today we're going to chant 3 Oms together. Okay. And then we're going to do a few minutes of Nadi Shodhana. Okay, I think, and I want to remind you, you should do that on your own every day, but today we will do that. So let's take a nice deep breath. Inhale. Nadi Shodhana. I'll refresh the instructions for those of you who are not as familiar, but if you know it, if you would please begin. We're just going to do a couple of minutes, okay? So just remember, it's the right hand, and it's the thumb and the ring finger. And the index, which is the ego, and the middle can either fold to about the pad of the thumb, or they can sit at what we call the third eye, between the eyebrows. Okay, so the thumb sits to the right on the right nostril, and the ring finger on the left, on the edges, lightly, very lightly touching. The pinky just kind of hangs out, okay? So you sit tall, you just gently put your fingers right about the middle of the nostrils. Inhale. On the next exhale, and then inhale again. As you exhale, change. Exhale to the right. Inhale, right. Change to the exhale, left. Inhale, left. We always change for the exhale. We inhale on the same side. We change for the exhale. Inhale, same side, and continue. Sit tall. If it starts to bother your shoulder, let your right elbow rest in the cup of your left hand, but you have to use your right hand. It's all very specific. Try to relax the neck, the throat. Let the breath flow even. Inhale and exhale. Those of you who have been practicing for a while, let your exhale go a little longer if you can. Maybe a count longer. Eventually it's twice the length of the inhale, but that all unfolds. Okay, continue please. And I'm just going to have you go about another minute. Continue. Nadi Shodhana. So while you're doing that, I'll just explain some of the benefits. So as we move the prana, okay, this is our little AC, HVAC system right here, right in the front of your face, your nose, and the whole system. Okay, so there's the heating side, the right side, the cooling side, the left side. So we have the sun, ha, the moon, ta, ha, ta. So when one is more dominant than the other, we have side effects. If the left side is more dominant, we're more congested. Okay, and we need to get the right side open. Okay, so breathe deep, full. And we're balancing the sides of the brain, the left and the right, correspond to opposite sides of the nostril. We're opening up the breath, the lungs, and we're balancing the dualities. Okay, the warming and cooling, the male and the female, the yin and the yang, okay? And we're getting grounded. So let's finish. The next time you exhale on the left, you can complete your practice and just come to a seated, quiet space and watch, listen, notice, receive. When you're ready, bring the hands to the heart, bowing the head, sending love, light, and healing to heart center, your own, your loved ones, everyone, everywhere. And when you're ready. So if you practice on your own, I suggest you start with 2 minutes. And you can time it with a smartphone and just end it with a nice little sound, not alarm, and then eventually move into 3, 4, 5 minutes. Okay. When I started before smartphones, I would count the rounds on my hands, whatever works for you, and sit for a few minutes after. It teaches us to be in the moment, in the breath. It's so beneficial. And as you're sitting, things will bubble up, they'll percolate. Emotions will bubble up, thoughts, distractions. And when you learn to witness that, watch it, and then let it pass and see what's next. Okay? So now, please have a block nearby. Let's come on to all fours. Sorry, turn off my notifications. And let's begin by getting juicy in this kind of strange weather. I don't know how it is where you are, but it's kind of a lazy day weather when we have this June gloom. But we're going to move, and we're going to move into our hip and rib rolls. I love this. It's just kind of this nice message to your body, just saying, hi, how are you? Oh, I'm honoring you. And I'm going to do little bird, because I want my immune system to not be stressed. And if we don't move and breathe, we aren't clearing out our systems. We aren't giving them what they need to work at their optimal level. And that's what we want for our whole lives, okay? Just breathe and stretch and move. Eyes open or closed, okay? And go to nice pace, okay? There's no rush, okay? There's nothing to do. We're here to undo. I love that. One of my major teachers taught us that. Because yoga isn't about doing, it's about undoing. We're not here to accomplish anything, to hit any goals. We're here to unfold and be our best. Okay, good. And a little more. And when you're ready, I'd like you to do baby lunges on either side. So you can do this with your arms straight, or if you have wrist or shoulder issues, you can do this on your forearms. And you can also do this with a chair. Did I say I was going to have a chair today? Remind me and I'll do it next week. But you can also do this with a chair. Okay? So there's always ways to modify the poses. Okay? So we always start on the right side. I'm going to stretch back. Relax your toes. Relax the sole of your foot. Ooh, I feel my calves, my hamstrings. And it doesn't matter if people say, oh, I have bunions. Oh, I have arthritis. Well, yeah. And that's even more reason to do this. Oh, I have low back pain. Even more reason to do this. Those aren't reasons or excuses to not do. They should motivate you to do. Breathe. Always hold about 5 breaths or your minute. We did time. Now the other side. Oh, this side's really tight. Oh, right. A few weeks ago, we timed, I think it was last week, how many breaths you did in a minute. We'll do that again. But you can just time yourself. Most of us are maybe 6 breaths. Okay, somewhere. And those with fuller, bigger lungs, maybe 4 or 5. Some of you may be up to 8. But you shouldn't be like 15 breaths in a minute. Then you're doing hamster breathing. You don't want to do that. Okay, about 5 here, and breathe. Okay, and so now I want you to take an inhale and just start to sit back a little bit toward your heels, just a little, whatever you can do given your situation. Inhale, come up. And I want you to really focus on the stretch here to the hip crease, okay? So we fold at the hips, and coming up. Just a couple more. Exhale. Inhale. And then I want you to do cat dog. Okay, so your cat dog, eyes open and closed. Oh, I love cat dog. You should do this every day. If you can't do hands and knees, do it seated. So it's this wonderful movement. And you continue while I take care of the hair thing. So it reminds me of trying to warm up something that's really stiff, like candy or something that's hard or stiff, and then you slowly work it. Okay, you slowly, even dough, whatever It comes to mind. You slowly work it and it softens and becomes more pliable and more open. That's you too. So let's do a little more. You can't do too much of this. It feels good. My low back's a little stiff today. This does it. And then down dog. Okay, so let's go. Curl those toes under. Look at your hands. Are your fingers spread wide? Is your middle finger straight ahead? Thumbs turn in toward one another. Pinkies turn out. Exhale, up you go. And let's play with the dog. Play with the dog. Bring the pressure off your hands and arms. Lift up into that hip crease. Roll, get into the toes, soles of the feet, the heels. Let your body respond with the breath. It feels so good. Just knowing you're doing something so good for yourself. If it's okay today, a plank and then down dog. We inhale and exhale. Even consistent breaths, even consistent movements. Inhale, plank. Lower the knees, keep the toes curled under. Just gently start to sit back again. Hinge. Inhale, up we go. Exhale, feel the navel lift, the core supporting you. Inhale, plank. Exhale, hinge back. Let's do two more. Use the breath. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. And hold down dog. Okay, so now we're going to step up on the right. So push off, maybe shorten your stance a little, get a little mojo going, and up it comes, straight ahead. If you don't get it there right away, just wiggle that foot up. You can use blocks if you have them, bird hands, knuckles, or fists. Remember, we don't push into the knee. Your knee doesn't pass your heel. I see people do this. No. Come back, 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 back. And I'm feeling this really nice deep stretch here. So don't collapse the low back. Don't push anything down. Lift forward, extend. I'm going to go back to down dog. So wait for the exhale. Lift those hips first. Lift and back. Left side. Push off. Head straight and pull forward. Okay? Good. Don't push. Don't force. Come back into your core. Stay in your center. Bird hands, knuckles, fists, or elephant. Or blocks. Or a chair. You can certainly do this with a chair or a wall. Now we're going to step up into forward bend. We'll use the block in a minute. I changed my mind. That's the prerogative of being the teacher. Step up. Wait, because you've been upside down. When you're ready, keep the knees a little soft and feel yourself unfold from the soles of your feet and up. Okay, and here we are. Okay, let me do a little camera adjusting. How you doing? Okay, yeah, the hair thing, huh? I know. You guys who don't have hair, you're lucky, I guess. All right. It's interesting what gets in the way. Okay, let me move a little bit more. Perfect. Okay, now you are going to need your strap. Your strap, okay? I want your shoulders, a little more shoulders there. Need a longer space, huh? All right, so strap. I have extra straps. If you're in the area, I have 2 extra straps I'm selling. Okay. I have some thin blocks and some thin mats too. Okay, mountain pose. Hold the strap like that. See my hand? Not like this. Okay, not like this, not like this. Not gripping it. Look at how my knuckles turn white. Stretch out your hand. Just slide it between your thumb and index and keep the wrist straight. No fancy stuff. A little wider than shoulders. Relax the shoulders. Now again, if you have shoulder stuff, do what you can. Those of you who know it, go ahead and do this. As you bring the arms up on an inhale, the shoulders stay down, and then it starts to slide as you stretch the arms out. And just go to wherever you can. If this is it, that's fine. If it goes a little more, about to the waist, and then reach back and up, and it slides across your head sometimes. That's okay. So you start out tight, okay? That's just the way it is. And then pick up the slack and go again. Up we go, back, and your exhale. Up and back, over, and forward. Okay, do about 3 more. About 3 more. Always pick up the slack, take your time. Lift from here. This is a great stretch. Even if you just go up and a little bit, spread those arms wide, open across the chest, the heart, but not squeezing the shoulder blades too much. And back. Okay, you can do more. Okay. When you're done, I'm going to do one more because I love this. Feels good. See how now I don't have to quite, I'm opening up a little. And there. So do what works for you. There's no set number, but at least 5, I'd say. Okay? All right, good. Now, you're going to do half sun salutes. Okay, half sun salutes. So you're nice and open. Okay? And this is another way to just sort of get everything warmed up. So remember, half sun salute is forward bends and a half forward bend. And that means a dog tilt. Dog tilt, dog. Remember pelvis? I know a lot of you know this, but closer so you can just see my pelvis. Okay, pelvis in neutral is like in mountain pose. Okay? Okay, dog is tilt the tailbone up. See how my whole pelvis has to move, not just my back. So I have to bend my knees a little bit. Let me do this. And lift my tailbone so my pelvis can tip like a bowl. Look what happened. My spine kind of arches, but I feel nothing in my low back because it's the curve. And then using the legs to come up, up, up. Cat tilt would be a back bend, okay, which you don't do standing. Okay, but it's a little bit of a bringing the tailbone under. So like in chair pose, it's a little bit of a back bend because the back, and you tuck it just a little, just to avoid any overstretching or compression. Okay, neutral, dog, rounding is cat, rounding. So half sun salutes, all dog. So as you bring the arms overhead, soften the knees a little, tilt the pelvis, lift the tailbone, and it'll bring you forward. Half, fold, exhale, and up you go. Spread those arms wide and to the heart. Continue at your rhythm. Now remember, reach out with the arms. That protects the low back, okay? That protects the low back. So continue half sun salutes, a few more. Can't do too many. Okay. On your next one, have your block by your right side. Okay, I'm going to do something like this. Okay, we're going to do half sun salute with a few little things, okay? A full sun salute. Are you ready? When you're ready, big inhale. Arms are, now let's do a little side sway. Oh, exhale to the left. Up we go on an inhale. Exhale to the right. Inhale, swan dive over. Half, dog tilt, fold. Step back on your right. Bring the block under your right hand, any level that works for you. Your arm should be straight, fingers straight ahead. Your shoulder is just over or behind your wrist. Your thumb is going to slide into your hip crease, right above at the top of the thigh. If you just lift your hips a little, slide your thumb in, your fingers wrap around your hip and then bend the knee. You can feel that, can't you? That really gets into the psoas. Inhale, do nothing. Exhale, start to pull the skin of the thigh back. You'll start to twist. So I'm turning toward my left knee. Lengthen. Inhale, weight, ease off a little, and exhale, pull the skin back. See how it turns your torso? That's what you want. Keep your thumb there, please. This keeps you from overstretching, hyperextending your shoulder and going too far. Breathe. Just look to the side or whatever you can. Back leg is strong. Breathe into it. Don't wind up too tight. Twist is so good. Good. And then we're going to come down. Slide the block out of the way. Down dog. Wait till you're ready. Big exhale, lift, and step back. Inhaling into plank. 8-point pose. Those elbows hug. And then cobra. Strong legs. So you can be on your forearms or your hands. Elbows hug. Cat tilt. Tailbone toward the heels. It's a back bend. Don't drop your head. Lift. If you're on your forearms, okay, your elbows are aligned under your shoulders, fingers spread apart. Your hands don't touch. Your arms are parallel, please. Strong legs. Yeah. And then down dog. So you have to come through this sequence. Hips, exhale, and up. Stepping forward on the right. So push off, step up, crescent. So I'm going to shorten my stance a little. I'm on a carpet and a mat. I say that every time because it's squishy. So if you're on a harder, firmer surface, better. And I'm going to slowly come up into crescent. I'm going to take my time. Wait. Don't push forward. Stay centered. This is where your strength and balance is. And follow your inner cues. Wait. Spread those arms wide, just like we did in the very beginning. Now you might feel the hands come toward one another. That's okay. They might touch. Keep the arms straight. And you can interlace and just extend the thumb and index. So hold for 5 breaths or your minute once you're there. And I'll meet you in a forward bend. Take your time. And wait. Up we go. And wait. Okay, nice. Now we're going to do the other side. I know my head's cut off, huh? Okay. Your inhale, arms overhead. Side sway left, exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, your swan dive. Dog tilt, look at my hips. And fold. Keep them as bent as you need to stay in dog tilt. Half. Maybe just come to the shins or above the knees. Don't push into the knees. And fold. Stepping back on the left. Lift that leg. Do everything with intention. So I'm going to turn away from you on this one, but the block comes under your left hand, any height, whatever works for your anatomy. Slide your right thumb into your right hip crease. Your knee is over or behind the heel. Inhale, weight. Exhale, pull the flesh back toward your back heel, and you'll start to turn you to the right, which is actually a twist on the left, but that's okay. Breathe. Weight on the inhale. Turn on the exhale. Feel the crown of your head extending that back to your heel. You're in one line of energy. Breathe. Do not try and lift your right arm. Breathe. And when you're ready, down dog. Take your time. Wait for the exhale. Plank. Exhale slowly. Your cobra. Strong legs. Lift that belly button. Cat tilt. Tailbone looks down toward your heels. And back we go to down dog. Bring the hips up first. Up, up, up. So we're going to step forward, get a little momentum. Keep the hips high, and up you go. We're going to do a crescent on this side. I'm going to bring my foot up. I'm going to wait till I'm really grounded and ready. Lift your gaze. Wait. Find your full pose. And 5 breaths once you're there. I'll meet you in a forward bend. And we're going to do chair pose. So we bend the knees, we lift our tailbone, but we do a little bit of a cat tilt because it's a back bend. And you want to really get into your heels and feel the quads. You should be able to see all of your toes and the tops of your feet. Bring your arms up toward your ears or the best you can. You want your quads almost to start to burn, not your knees, your quads. Thighs. And when you're ready, you rise from the soles of your feet and yay. Okay, wonderful. Now I want you to do a sun salute on each side on your own. Okay, and then we'll do a few more standing poses together. So sun salute on the right and sun salute on the left. Be consistent with your pace and your breath. I'll get back here so my head's okay. One on each side. I'll be back. It only takes a few minutes. If you're still finishing, go ahead and complete. Try and do a little play with the So I invite you to do sun salutes on your own. I've challenged you before to do more, a round on each side, 2 rounds on each side, 3 rounds on each side. But don't force it. I've shared, I started again consistent sun salutes the first of the year. I did 10 altogether, 5 and 5. And I did that along with some walking, about 20, 30, 40 minutes of walking, mostly 30 minutes, for weeks. I did 10 for weeks. And then I just said, okay, today, if I feel like doing more, I'll do more. And I maybe did, I don't remember, I didn't keep a diary, but maybe I did 12. And maybe that felt pretty good, okay? And then over time, weeks, I let it unfold to more and more. Okay, now I'm up to 20, 24. But that's been since January. So it's only the last few months that I've moved up to 20. And recently I thought, well, if I feel like I'll do 24. The days I teach, I probably do 20. And my walk is a little less because I'm doing this. But do for you. Set your own little program, your own little practice, okay? And if you need help establishing a little practice, a little sequence, I'm here to help you. You don't need an hour and a half. You can do a half an hour, just do something. So we're going to do standing poses. I'm going to invite you to try to do these with a block today. Now, I know this doesn't work for some of you, but if you have 2 blocks, you can try it with 2 blocks. You don't have to do this. It's just an invitation to go to a slightly different level. So I want you to stand in the middle of your mat, mountain pose. If you have a block, if you want to use a block, and it could be a chair, by the way, okay, have it in your right hand. If not, we'll just do the poses as usual. But we're going to start with triangle pose. So take a leg length stance. Yeah, strong stance. And it's that Superwoman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Superman stance. Sorry. You're going to pivot to your right. So I'm going to pivot one heel at a time. Notice how it turns the hips at about 45-degree angle. Block in my right hand. So I'm going to begin like I always do, but with a slight modification. I'm going to move back a little because I'm too close to the chair. I'm going to reach my arms out like I always do. I'm going to stretch forward like I always do, but this time I'm going to follow the block down to the mat. It's right by my heel, ankle. Now, if you can't do that and touch and get a firm connection to the block, then just put your hand on your shin, okay? I'm going to go with my knuckles. I'm going to turn just like I always do with the block, okay? So it's just a little bit deeper, but sometimes we have long legs, short arms, short legs, long arms, whatever. So some things are just anatomical. But go into your pose, however you go, breathe. So again, it's a little bit like the twist we did with the block in the other direction, but now we're turning to this side. 5 breaths or your minute. And then we're going to bring the block with us. Come up. I'm going to pivot to my right. I'm going to move a little so I have space. Pivot to my left, rather. Sorry. Put the block in my left hand and do the same thing. So if you don't have a block or you're not using a block, it's okay. Pivot to the left, wait, and triangle, Trikonasana on the left. Now I'm a lot more open on this side. Okay, and so I'm going to then twist to my right. Okay, once I get there, my 5 breaths. Okay, once you get there, your 5 breaths or your minute. If you do this on your own, just be consistent. That's the main thing. Just be consistent. It's like doing something every day. Just be consistent. It becomes part of your routine, your habit. And it really, it's a wonderful feeling. Okay, then you're going to come up and you're going to bring the block with you. And you're going to pivot back to the right. Okay. And you're going to put the block down by your right foot and just leave it there. And we're going to do warrior 2. So longer stance, level hips. Watch what happens with my upper body as I bend my knee. Here's what you don't do. No. Here's what you do. Do you see how I stay upright? Okay, upright in my center. And then the arms stretch apart. So let the arms lift up from the soft underside. Breathe. Your 5 breaths or your minute. And then we're going to go to the other side. So you're going to straighten, pivot, pivot, take your time. Wait till you're ready. Steady gaze into the horizon. And then after your 5 breaths or your minute, we're going to pivot back to the right. Okay, we're going to do warrior, and then we're going to do side angle pose. Now, once again, you have a choice. If you have a block or you want to give it a whirl, the block is about by your heel and then your calf. So instead of bending the elbow, we come from the hip crease like we did before, and we're going to reach into the horizon, like I'm going to touch the lamp in front of me. Reach, keep reaching. And you're going to find yourself coming down. If you can't comfortably get your hand on the block, just bring the forearm. Put your left hand on your hip. So my hand is on the block, and my knee is pressing against my arm. They come together. Okay? The block is against my calf. Inhale, do nothing. Exhale, you start to turn. Push your knee into your arm and turn. If your forearm is on your thigh, it's the same as you've always done. Inhale, keep your hand on your hip, please, and turning, using this leverage to turn, okay? 5 breaths, keep your arm here, and eventually the arm stretches alongside the ear. Turn from your center. You know who you are. Even if you're tight, don't push it. Your 5 breaths. Now, use the strength of your right leg. Bring the block to come back when you're ready. And then pivot, pivot, change hands, bend, bring the block down, and wait. Reach into the horizon. Reach from here. Open up this left side until your hand comes down. And if it doesn't come down onto the block, that you can really have a firm connection, then use your forearm. And then again, turning now this time to the right, which is actually a twist on the left. Strong back leg. Press your left leg into your arm or your forearm on top of your thigh like we always do. Breathe, breathe, and then eventually the right arm slides alongside the ear. So all of your edges are wide open, breathing, extending. It's wonderful. 5 breaths or your minute. Leave the block there. Come back when you're ready to warrior 2. Straighten, pivot, and we always come back center safely. How are you doing out there? Good job. Let me just check real quick. Okay. So I'm going to give you a few minutes to do a balance pose on your own. And I invite you to do whatever pose. Now we are coming into a new moon and so forth, so our balance can be a little compromised, but that's okay. So if you want to do a tree, do tree. If you want to do half moon, or if you want to just do some simple balancing, coming up on the balls of your feet, lifting one leg, do that. And a little bit of balance every day is a really good idea as well. Okay? I'm going to give you a few minutes, but take your time, and then we'll be back and we'll start to go into the moon energy. This is all sun stuff, and we'll move into the moon energy, okay? So, enjoy being your favorite tree or half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. How's your balancing today? So balancing can be very, very humbling. Sometimes we can't seem to get there, okay? And the more of a challenge it happens to be that day, the more distracted our mental gets, and it kind of makes it, exacerbates that. So we have to have a sense of humor about this. And also a perspective of every day's a new day. And maybe one day you've got it, the next day you don't. And that's something you learn with consistent practice. Okay? Consistent practice. So you go ahead and finish up if you are. And I'm going to bring you down onto all fours. But remember, we always want to transition carefully. Have anything you're going to need for Shavasana ready. Okay? And take your time. And, spread your arms wide, big, big. And swan dive. Push the energy out. Take up your space. Let's step back on the left. And the right. Down dog. One more time. Breathe. Feel the stretch up into the forearms, the armpits, and feel that extension and open up. This is a wonderful pose. You are weight bearing. It's an inversion. You're strengthening all the muscles and bones. It's wonderful. When you're ready, lower the knees. And come onto your back. Always take your time in transition, okay? When you come onto your back, exhale. Feel your navel lower, support this core. Okay, and of course, we love to roll around. Those of you who have animals, pets, especially cats or dogs, they love to roll around on their back, don't they? They stretch and they roll from side to side and they wiggle their stretch. It's so cute. They kind of kick their arms and legs. They just love it, especially in the dirt. Okay, and then you have to have them wipe them down, but they just know how to really enjoy that sensation. And when you're ready, let's just kind of do these. I'm a little too close. Make sure you have enough space. Extend the left leg like you're standing on it, and then gently bring the right knee in. So remember, these seemingly very simple stretches, and they are simple to do, are so beneficial. And your body will just ask for it. They'll ask you for certain things. And that's the other beauty of doing a practice. Your body will say, oh yeah, let's do this today. Let's do this. Let's do some sun salutes. I need to move. Okay? Flex my foot. Stretch my toes. Okay? So your body says, it starts to really crave it. And we need to give that gift to ourselves. It is a gift, and it's a wonderful gift. And feel the leg just sort of sink into you. Let your low back expand, stretch across the floor. This is a great stretch. You can do it at the beginning of a practice, when you wake up in the morning in bed. And let your right leg come just a little more to the right. We're going back into the hips a little bit. And we're going to do a passive leg cradle. So bring the left foot in and bring your right ankle across and stop touching. I know some of you love to touch and control, and just let it be. Now let's uncross, straighten the right leg, and exhale, here comes the left side. So your right leg is extending, if you did tree pose,
like tree pose. And that encourages the left leg to come closer. Shoulders relaxed. Feet are flexed. Stretch your toes apart. Nice deep breaths. Even when you're resting on your back or your stomach, you bring the breath to all of your edges. Okay? It doesn't restrict. You breathe into it. You feel everything expanding and releasing. And let your left knee, when you're ready, just let come a little more to the left. It's not a huge movement, just a little. You know, just because movements aren't big doesn't mean you're not getting big benefits. That's a real Western mind thinking. We have to let go. That's the ego. More, do more. You'll get more out of it. No. That's not true in yoga. Not true at all. You want to feel and experience all the subtleties. And then when you're ready, let's do a passive leg cradle on this side. If you want more on your own, you can bring this leg in. You know how to do that. You can put the lower foot on a block or a bolster or against the wall. Unfortunately, I don't have wall space here to do the wall series that we did in our classes. And that's a wonderful series. If you have wall space and you remember it, or you want me to cue you, we can do that. Because it's great for the low back to get passive opening and deep opening without aggravating any low back or creating any low back issues. Okay, how you doing? And this just feels so good. So, okay, it's time to do our finishing twist. Now, before we do you do your twist, if you want to do some kind of a bridge, please do that. You can take your block, just a few possibilities. Actually, you should do a bridge. We've done some back bending. You can do a bridge. It's nice to put a block in between your knees, thighs. And when you hold the block, it keeps the integrity of your knees, your legs, your hips, and feet. Okay? And it keeps your knees from flopping apart. You don't want the knees to flop apart. So just remember, it's a cat tilt, back bend, cat tilt. Back bend, cat tilt. So if you come into a bridge, feel your heels under your knees. You don't turn your feet out, second toe, your feet are in mountain pose. And as you lift, you hold the block, your tailbone lifts up toward your knees, cat tilt. This is wide open, okay? And you don't turn your head. So I can't turn my head because that's your nervous system. And you lift. Keep the arms relaxed, shoulders relaxed. Don't push into the neck. You should have a space. You should be able to get 2 fingers under your neck. Just rest on the base of your skull. Breathe deep. Relax your face, neck, and throat, like Shavasana. Some of you might be able to try and touch your heel, to stretch your middle finger toward your heels, okay? So the biceps turn out, forearms turn in, and your fingers might reach toward one another, but don't force it. You want to feel it in the quads, like chair pose, not the knees. Do not push into the knees, come up, big curve. And when you lower, feel like the top of the spine is like a chain or a strand of pearls, one at a time. Slow. And wait. Okay. Wonderful. So good for you. If that isn't work yet, use a block under you and do a supported bridge, okay? Now do your favorite twist. both sides, about at least 8 breaths on each side, okay? Maybe 12 or a couple of minutes. And after you finish your twist, Shavasana. Ah, we love Shavasana, don't we? And this is where you really want that bolster, okay, and blankets. So in Shavasana, I'm going to do this a little bit because I'm going to be down. After your twist, remember, elongate for the twist. It's a spiraling movement, not a, okay? We're here to make everything more vital and healthy, not to aggravate. Then your Shavasana, you lie back. Use the bolster if you have it. If you're cool, cover yourself with a blanket. If you have eye pillow, oh, they're lovely. I found mine. And cover your eyes. And then you stretch everything out. Nothing touches you. You don't touch yourself, and you want all your edges free. So I could do a chalk drawing around your all your edges. Okay? All right. And so I'm going to leave you to finish your twist and do your Shavasana, and I'll be back. Okay? I'm going to give you about a good 6 minutes, 7 minutes, okay? And I'll be back. So lie back, relax. If you fall asleep, it's okay. I'll be back.
So as always, you're not obligated to release from Shavasana. It's just that this is how I end our session, our time together in a class session. And it's a gentle re-entry, segue back, okay? And if you do it on your own, be gentle. Don't time it so you have to run off and rush to something else. Let your practice continue. It's still happening. Your body is still taking all of it in, your metabolism, your nervous system. So give it time to soak in. And if you're at this process, if you are releasing, and when you do, just take time, breathe. Oh, take some nice deep breaths and stretch, reawakening, slowly, gently. I love watching cats and animals wake up, they stretch. They know how to stretch. They are great teachers. And when you're ready, on your own, or you can just listen to me, you can turn onto your side. And I'm going to share another poem from Hafez, and I will post this for you. This is called The Sun in Drag. You are the sun in drag. You are God hiding from yourself. Remove all the mine. That is the veil. Why ever worry about anything? Listen to what your friend Hafez knows for certain. The appearance of this world is a magi's brilliant trick. Though its affairs are nothing into nothing, you are a divine elephant with amnesia, trying to live as an ant in an anthole. Sweetheart, oh sweetheart, you are God in drag. So don't be an elephant trying to live in an anthole. You are beautiful and everything. Okay? And as I have been doing for over 20 years, we'll seal our time together with the Namaste invocation. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is of love, of peace, of light, and of truth. When you are in that place in you, and I am in that place in me, we are one. Namaste, dear yogis and yoginis. Om Shanti and peace to you. So shall we see what the angels and the heart cards have in mind for us today? This is fun. Okay, I'm going to pull each one. I'm not looking. Okay, the angels say grace. Oh, grace. That's a big word. And the heart says, allow yourself to soar to new heights with grace. New heights of grace or with grace. So let that be your mantra. And I'll see you after the solstice. Have a beautiful summer solstice. And go do a sun dance or something and celebrate. And I'll see you next week. And remember, if you have any questions, you can put them here. Email me, victoria.lifestyleyoga@gmail.com. Okay? And I'll see you all soon. Hugs and love.